Okay, what we're going to do now is we are going to use the sum and difference rules given some ratios of different sine of an angle and cosine of an angle and whatnot. And we're going to use this to try to break this down and use what we've learned in the past about creating right triangles and solving what we have here. So first off, we have sine of u angle plus v angle. And essentially this is like alpha, this is beta. And what we have is sine of u and we have a cosine of v. Now both these are angles. So what I first would do is I would first draw and create a triangle in the quadrant for each one. And so I'm going to draw one here. This is going to be for angle u. And we're going to use the reference angle for angle u. It's going to be third quadrant. So here is our angle u. Okay. And what we know right here is u is going to be opposite -7, hypotenuse 25. Over here, so this is for angle u right there. We're then going to do angle v, which it says is also in the third quadrant. So here's v, all right, here's v. And what we have right there is this is going to be 5, -4, and we know this is going to be -3 because it's 3, 4, 5 triangle. To figure out this other side, we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. So if you take this and go, all right, 25, the hypotenuse squared equals -7 squared, okay, plus we'll just call it x squared. And solving that, we're going to have is 25 squared. And I'm going to take this, put in a calculator, which is going to equal 625. And then we have 49 plus x squared. Take that and subtract 49 to the other side. What we have is 576 equals x squared. And we take the square root of 576, and that's going to equal 24. Okay, so we have our 24 right there. So 24 can be -24 because it's on the left side. X are negative here, Y's are negative down here. And so now we have our two different triangles to do our different angles. So now from here, we're now going to set up what we have. So using this, we're going to say sine of u plus v. Well, that's going to be the sum of sine. So it's going to be sine of u, which is our alpha, cosine of v, plus cosine of u, sine of v. From here, we're going to plug in our values. So sine of u, look at u, sine of u is going to be -7/25. Times cosine of v is going to be -3/5. Plus cosine of u is going to be -24/25. And then it's going to be times sine of v, which is going to be -4/5. We simplify this, we have 21, and then we take 24 times 4. It's going to be negative makes it positive, so it'll be plus 96. And then we take 5 times 25, which is 125, of course. Simplify that a little bit farther. 21 plus 96 is 117. So it's going to equal 117/125. Might need a calculator for that unless you're really good at doing things in your head. Now let's try tangent. The tangent of u minus v. Well, what we know is the tangent of u is the same thing as, right? Same thing as sine of u minus v over cosine of u minus v. So right here, what we're going to do is we're going to set this up. So sine, and I'll take this, maybe move it down right here so we can see it a little better. Okay, and we'll write that out. Hope you can see the next one we're going to do. Okay, so right here, we'll have this. And what is that going to be? Well, we have right here sine of u minus v. So it's going to be sine of u cosine of v minus cosine of u times sine of v. Cool, cool. So the next part is what's going to be that, and then we're going to have that over cosine of u minus v. So cosine of u cosine of v plus sine of u cosine of v. There we go. That's u. We can look at our values and we can multiply those through. And so sine of u is going to be, what is u? This is u, right? Yes, this is u, so we can see it, and this is v, just so we know. Sine of u is going to be negative 7 over 25 times cosine of v. Cosine of v is going to be negative 3 over 5. That's going to be minus cosine of u, which is going to be negative 24 over 25. And that's going to be sine of v, which is going to be negative 4 over 5. Going to the next one, do it all over that. Cosine of u, which we know is negative 24 over 25. Cosine of v is going to be negative 3 over 5. And then we're going to have plus sine of u. And just so you know where I'm finding this, I'm just looking up here. It's going to be negative 7 over 25. And that's going to be cosine of v. Cosine of v is, we know it is negative 3 over 5. Simplifying this through, because these denominators are just simply going to cancel out with each other, we can actually cross all these out because it is going to equal what we had up here, 125. So it's going to be, these are all going to cancel out. So really, all we need to do is just take the tops and bottoms. And if you take out your calculator real quick and you check that out, you should have an answer of 21. 21, and that's going to be minus 24 times 4, which is 96. And then in the bottom we have 3 times 24. That's going to be negative 72. 2 plus 21, and you can do the rest of it on your own. Okay. This last one, I think I'm just going to start by setting it up, and then you can go through. How do you set this up? Well, it's the same thing as we would do with all the other ones. Secant, there is no secant. However, what we do know is that secant is 1 over cosine. So we know it's 1 over cosine of u plus v. So when we set this one up, we're actually going to have 1 over cosine of e. So really, it's the reciprocal of everything. And so when we have this, it's going to be 1 over cosine u plus v. So it's going to be that right there. And so we have is cosine of u, cosine of v, whoop, all right, minus sine of u, sine of v, and we can plug in our values from there. You will notice that 125 will probably be on the top because we have to take the reciprocal at the end. So just be careful with that. Okay. So with this one, once again, going through and given some certain criteria, create your triangles first so you can see what ratios you're going to use when you're going through. You want to use all the information they give to you. Excuse me. And after that, you take sine of u plus v and look at your chart for the sum of difference formulas, what to do with whatever they have. All right. Hopefully that helps you out. Thanks for your time and good luck. God bless.